husband of Halyna Hutchins, the cinematographer who was shot and killed on the Rust movie set, is speaking out. He's suing Alec Baldwin and the other producers of the movie for wrongful death. Here's what he told the Today Show.
Just so angry to see him talk about her death so publicly in such a detailed way, and then to not accept any responsibility after having just described killing her and seeing him cry about it. I just feel like, are we really supposed to feel bad about you, Mr. Baldwin? The idea that the person holding the gun and causing it to discharge is not responsible is absurd to me.
Wow. So this is what Matt Hutchins was referring to. Alec Baldwin's interview with ABC News following the shooting. If you recall, Alec said he did not pull the trigger and said someone else is responsible, not him. Alec has denied accusations that the set was unsafe. What do you make of this, Jeff?
Well, first of all, I want to say it sounds kind of silly to get into this after what we were just talking about, but we have a show to do. But I just want to acknowledge that.
But someone lost their husband, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have to get into some stuff.
Or their wife, I should say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So listen, I hear what he's saying. The family of Halyna Hutchins, the husband, wants to blame somebody. I haven't had this particular situation happen to me exactly, but when you lose somebody, you want to point fingers. What happened? You want some sort of closure. To me, I'm always on this side of Alec Baldwin, the actor, is not responsible. But Alec Baldwin, the producer, what happened, there was a chain of events that put that gun in Alec Baldwin's hand, which he thought was a prop, was not loaded. The actor had nothing to do with him doing that, in my mind. Alec Baldwin, the producer, can be sued, but to Alec Baldwin, the actor, listen, as small as my acting career has been, you want to get ready for a scene. You want to make it play out exactly how you're going to do it on camera. That's how you're going to do it. You work out your little quirks, what I'm going to do. He didn't even pull the trigger. He just pulled the hammer back, and it went off. This was a pure accident. But was it under his watch? Absolutely.
I agree with you that it is Alec Baldwin, the producer, who should be sued, but I disagree with you. The only person responsible for the death or that bullet being ejected, yes, it was not, it was a loaded bullet and it shouldn't have been, was one Mr. Alec Baldwin. In wrongful death and civil suits, you don't have to say that it was like not an accident. It can be an accident, but did he wrongfully do it because nothing in the scene called for him to lift his gun? He did so and somehow touched the trigger, which is really strict on set, how you deal even with prop guns. And that bullet was ejected because of his fingers. There's no one else you can blame for this in a wrongful death. That man
you could blame the person who packed the gun, the person who gave him the gun.
He is. They're suing all of those people.
That's the producer, not
but the real
actor.
person who caused the bullet in Halyna is that one man who cried, I thought, elephant tears to Stephanopoulos. I really did.
This is
I would feel bad if I shot somebody.
This might be like a clunky analogy, but this goes back to a story we covered maybe a month and a half ago. It was the Travis Scott situation. When you look at it, I think about the same. It's like, who is responsible? Now we know.
No, he wasn't.
In this, hold on. In this situation, you hire a team that is responsible, and their only job is to corral crowds, to set up fencing around, to make sure there's a certain amount of people in a certain amount of space that hires the fire, that appeases the fire code. I don't understand why it is now back on the artist as well as the people
because that's apples and oranges. Because Alec Baldwin held the gun. Travis Scott didn't trample anyone. You're missing the point.
But
the wrongful part of that, without Alec Baldwin holding that gun up, that bullet would not have been ejected, and that's enough for a wrongful death.
Going back to Travis Scott, wasn't it his corporation that put on Travis World or whatever?
But his corporation hires people underneath it.
Right.
Alec Baldwin hired an armory
but it's his corporation
underneath him.
just like it's Alec Baldwin's production company. I agree with
but
Jeff
isn't that oh please I'm sorry.
No, that it's the producer, not the actor, because when you're an actor you have people on set that are supposed to keep it. You're not an expert in arms.
Right, but okay, so to my point, if you're not an expert in arms, how can you be held responsible for that?
As a producer.
Your only job as a producer is to hire a company that says this is what we do. When they are no longer able to do that, how is that back on me?
Because they're being all of them are being sued. The armor, all of that, the production company. But that bullet left his hand, and in my head, that's his responsibility.